Do you often find yourself procrastinating or being stressed out or feeling like you just don't have time for leisure activities? Do you feel disorganized or find it hard to take breaks? If so, then keep watching to learn how to be more productive in life, where I teach you 7 simple ways that'll help you feel less stressed, more productive, and have more time. Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video. And in this video, I'll be going over 7 ways to be more productive in your very own life. And be sure to watch all the way to way number 1, because that'll be a strategy that I'm sure you've never heard of before and will be definitely helpful. As a recent graduate student, now I've been in your position with feeling stressed and overwhelmed, whether it be from school, from work, or even family. But since then, I've been able to overcome those stressful feelings and times of being unproductive by being more productive with these simple life hacks. What I've learned from friends, colleagues, and family members about being more productive are ways I will be teaching you in order to become more productive in this video. And by the way, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, where I help you with self-developmental skills, grow your social media presence online, and become more financially stable. I release videos like this every week. Now with that being said, let's get straight into the video. Perform your highest value activities first. Now this seems like a no-brainer, however, there are some people who still don't do this. Now what this involves is that on each and every day, you have to figure out what is the number 1 thing that needs to be done that very same day. Jot down a to-do list consisting of all the things you need to have done for that day, and label one of them as number 1, then number 2, then number 3, and so on. And in order to label an activity as number 1, you need to be able to figure out yourself what value will completing that task bring you. How important is it to your school, work, or family? Ask questions like those to yourself in order to help prioritize what needs to be done first. Your list should be organized from highest value activities to lowest value activities. Delegate or outsource some of your tasks. What this means is to basically have others do some of your things in your list for you. The tasks that should be delegated to others should be your low value activities. Delegating or outsourcing some of your tasks will surely allow you more time for yourself. In a family or school setting scenario, what this means, for example, is maybe having one of your family members do your grocery shopping for you that week. In a business scenario, what this means is maybe having your virtual assistants organize your inbox so that you only read the important emails. And then a school scenario, what this means, for example, is maybe having a family member pick up your aunt from out of town so that you can spend more time completing your project or studying for your test. It's so important to be delegating low value tasks, especially ones that take hours to complete. Delegate these tasks to other individuals in order to help you save more time. You can then spend that time doing personal stuff or doing high value activities without the worrisome of having to complete your low value activities. Set a schedule or time limit of when you're going to complete the tasks that you've chosen to complete. If you've prioritized optimizing your Facebook ads as number 1 for today, then you need to set aside a goal time limit for how long it'll take you to complete optimizing your Facebook ads. Although optimizing your Facebook ads may be number 1 on your to-do list, it's unreasonable to spend the entire day working on it, unless it's the only thing that you have to do on your list that day. Get used to the habit of setting a certain number of hours on certain tasks, because within the schedule that you set, you'll also set aside free time, which is your time to relax and take a break from all your work. Learn how to enter something called your momentum zone. I learned this tip from Peter Voogd, who stated that it takes about 18 to 20 minutes when working on a task to reach this thing called momentum zone. And that's where your productivity really starts to reach 80 to 100% efficiency. This momentum zone period varies per person, but usually only lasts 1 to 3 hours before you burn out. During that burnout time, It's important to relax for a good 15 to 30 minutes, eat a healthy snack, exercise your body, or rest your brain, for example. For me, for example, I know for a fact that after 2 hours of working on videos, I eventually find my brain wandering off or getting very easily distracted. That's when I know I'm no longer in my momentum zone, at which point I'll then think about taking a break. If you've ever helped push your friend's car, for example, because it broke down or stalled, you'll remember that initially the car takes a lot of strength to push forward, but after a while the car gets rolling, it gets easier to push, so you and your friend become more productive in pushing it. This goes the same for our brains. When we start working on certain tasks, it's initially hard to start, but as you start it, it becomes easier to do. Knowing how long your momentum zone lasts for is a great way to be more productive in your life. Eliminate distractions. That means turning off your phones, turning off the TV, and letting your significant other know when you'll be working. This one is a huge in being able to control your own time. By responding to other people during your own work time, you are allowing other people to basically control your own time. Set aside time for when you want to complete your tasks, and don't let anyone else interfere with you. There are multiple apps out there and programs out there that lock your phone or desktop from outside distractions. If needed, use these apps in order to not become distracted while you're working. Learn to say no to people when appropriate. Reflect back at certain times in your life when I ask you these questions. How many times have you said yes to something before actually thinking about it? How many times have you regretted saying yes to something that you regret doing? How often do you say yes just to please other people? Now imagine all the time you could have saved if you had just said no during those times. But don't worry, it's not too late to start saying no to things today. Now that doesn't mean, now I'm not telling you that you have to say no to every single private event that you're invited to. It means saying no to the things that aren't as important, and saying no to things when you know that it'll put you in a stressful situation if you say yes. Follow something called the 80-20 rule. What this means is that usually humans will spend about 20% of their time getting a task to 80% quality, while the remaining 80% of your time only improves the quality of the task by 10 to 20%, okay? Now really think about what I just told you. Go ahead and rewind the video back a couple of seconds and really listen to what I said, okay? So you've got to get used to the fact that nothing will ever be 100% perfect, and that there will always be room for improvements in almost everything that you do in life. An example of this is that if I spend 20% of the time it takes to make a YouTube video to be of about 80% quality, which is still good enough, okay? Still good enough, then I should not spend the other 80% of the time only improving the YouTube video that I improve marginally by only 5, 10, or even 15%, okay? Because remember, nothing will ever be 100% perfect or 100% quality. Now this is a super important principle that should be considered in your life in everything that you do. When you get a task to 80% quality, it's not going to be perfectly amazing, alright? But it definitely won't be bad either. But at the same time, as long as it gets the job done, right? In my case, I could spend an extra day or two making my YouTube videos 5 to 10% better, but that really small margin of improvement is not worth the extra day or two of my time if the video quality at 80% already gets the job done. I am huge on quality over quantity, but it's important that I tell myself that done is better than perfect as well in some cases, or else I would be spending editing for another day or even days. Would I rather release one perfectly made YouTube video per week, or release 3 80% quality videos per week that still provide superb value to my audience? It's really important to know that when the improvements on whatever task you're working on aren't making a huge difference, then it's time to mark that task as done. So there you have it, guys, 7 ways to be more productive in your life. Now, it's one thing to learn these ways, but it's a whole other thing to actually implement them. Especially way number 1, all right? Do your tasks with the goal of getting them to 80% quality and done, so that it'll only take you 20% of the time it would have taken you if you focus on getting it to 95% quality. It's so important to know when being done is better than being perfect. Now, I hope you find this video helpful, guys, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to help support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.